Welcome to The Watching Dead, the officially unofficial podcast for The Walking Dead on AMC. I'm Jim.
And I'm Aaron.
And we just watched season 5, episode 12. Remember, what are we supposed to be remembering?
What it's like to be out there.
What it's
you
like.
You guys just don't know what it's like to be out there when you have to skin a possum just to stay alive.
And gut it on my front porch. Yeah, I guess remembering what it was like to be human.
Remember, it's like for your face to be baby smooth, dolphin smooth even.
What do you think of this episode?
I liked it.
Okay.
It's like I come into some of these classic Breaking Bad, classic Walking Dead storylines just waiting for them to fuck it up.
Sure.
And I thought that they've changed some things here and there, but it's pretty good. I enjoyed seeing Rick's crew. Who is that fucking douchebag, candy ass, members only jacket ROTC guy?
I don't know his name.
He is on the death watch for me.
Yeah.
Like, I hate him. He looks like he's wanting to start a junior governors league, which is never a good idea.
Yeah.
He stepped to Glenn and got wrecked, which was gratifying.
I knew
to
he was
see.
going to. Yeah.
He's going to be trouble, and he is going to get his ass handed to him.
And he clearly has already been trouble. I mean, the psychologist, congresswoman or whatever.
Yeah.
Future former poker player, calls him out as a problem anyway. So,
well, I'm saying, like, if you let a guy like that, that's how you get roving bands of maniacs.
Yeah.
A military style coup. I'm somewhat impressed that this woman, whose name I don't remember, so I'm going to call her Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway. I'm impressed that Captain Janeway is held on to this thing from the get-go. And there's stuff that drives me crazy. So Rick goes on the outside of the gates. All their braces and supports are on the outside of their gates. Yeah, all the cold roll is going to do you fuck all good when guys can just sneak up and with a hacksaw cut down your supports and push your fence down. What the fuck?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure that was the outside, but
it's almost like this is what
it was.
I don't know. It's like this is community defense by like a bunch of Burning Man type artists and engineers.
Okay. Sure. Well, when the girl was sneaking out too, I was like, how's she gonna get back in? Oh yeah, she can just climb those things.
Yeah.
Or sneak in the front gate while everybody's fiiting. Seems like what she did.
Yeah, she did get back in.
She just showed up.
I liked how she got out. She kind of rigged I don't know what you call that, like a makeshift ladder with the sticks and stuff.
That was cool.
I feel like that she is kind of shaping up to be a love interest for Carl. Yeah,
I think so.
Carl seems to be a little bit Twitter-pated with her.
It's about time they got him away from Michonne, right? Like, we don't want that.
What is she doing? And Maggie, Glenn's been keeping his eye on him.
That's potentially even worse. Yeah.
Shut down that music box shit.
Yeah.
What do you think she's doing out in the woods?
I don't know.
I'm very curious.
Stealing guns out of blenders.
Could be. Who stole Rick's Glenn? Who stole Rick's Glenn? Who stole his gun?
I don't know.
None of the ROTC guys,
sure.
No way. It's got to be Aaron. Aaron's the only guy that could possibly have done it.
Aaron could have done it. I guess Eric's still laying up in bed or something.
Yeah.
With a broken leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the girl stole it. I don't know how she would know it's there. They have been watching this group for a long time, so maybe they had other people watching too. And
it's funny that carpetbagging zombie was just chilling under there the whole time while Rick was like stashing his gun.
He must have been, yeah. Like, how does a walker get under there otherwise?
I don't know.
Like, he must have died, had that shit piled on him.
Yeah, no.
And then just been laying in wait.
That's what happens to the mobile home walkers. The tornado comes through and they just are pinned underneath all this bullshit.
Yep, that's how Noah's going to go out.
What'd you think of Carol's game?
I don't know.
She straight up lied to Captain Janeway.
I don't know why, but I like it.
I do too.
I like it a lot.
I do too. I don't know to what end. I think her and Daryl's back and forth about her mom outfit was gold.
It was good of them. It was really smart to put in that line about like how much she loved and missed Ed.
Yeah, because we're like, what the fuck? And then we became clued into like, oh, she's just telling.
Because if they didn't, I would have been like, oh, did she have a sudden change of heart? Like, what's going on here? No, she's clearly lying for this interview. Daryl is the other wild card here. Like a literal wild.
He's just
card.
pacing, swinging the possum by its tail as he's being interviewed.
Pretty much, yeah. He doesn't shower. He won't cut his hair. He won't shave.
Yeah, what?
That's a real dick move in a group of people who have just showered.
And you're still sharing close quarters?
2 years, no shower, and yeah.
Yeah, and everybody, I mean, you build up a kind of immunity to that kind of stink, I'm sure, but I'm sure it comes right back once you know, get some Right Guard and some Irish Spring, some zest. Once you get zestfully clean, your nose is going to start working again.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's weird that he's the one. I guess it makes sense that he's the one that wouldn't acclimate.
Yeah, no, I totally.
He was a savage little boy in season 1.
And still is in a lot of ways.
Damn straight.
It looks like the interview lady, whatever her name is, Kate Mulgrew, is going to try to crack him. Try to crack the nut.
It's Deanna.
You're right. It is.
The Beta Z. Wrong Star Trek. We got on the wrong Star Trek foot, man.
It's a problem. She's very interested in this guy, right?
What guy?
Daryl.
Sure. Why wouldn't she be?
She's like trying to crack him. She says, I still can't read that guy, but I'll whatever.
No, you can tell. She's got that little bit of an annoying politician to her. What do you think about a politician running this place?
It's okay. Yeah. You know, they are generally fairly good leaders, if nothing else.
Yeah. They got some kind of charisma or some way that convinces people that they're serving the greater good.
As long as they're benevolent and not governor-esque.
Also like how they've got the angle that this was a community of the future, sustainable, and it's got like all these things built and ready to go. So it's like we don't have to have fucking bare wires running around the wall and hear generators and worry about gasoline and all that stuff. It's like we can have water and power and all that stuff, video games even, and we don't have to ask or think too hard about why.
Sure.
I like that.
I was curious what the show was shot on, because when they did those digital shots, you can definitely tell it's digital. And I assumed that most of this would have been shot on digital.
I think every television show is shot digitally anymore.
They must shoot at different frame rates or different,
have
different filters that they put on and stuff, because it looked a lot different in the interview camera.
I mean, that could have just been GoPro. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But
apparently they're shooting shows with GoPros now.
Yeah. They shot a lot of stuff. I know they I think a lot of the Gonzo stuff, like Shovel Cam and whatnot, was GoPro, or it might have been, you know, like a low range Canon DSLR because they treat those like they're disposable essentially. You know?
Yeah, he's talking about Breaking Bad for people who are not aware. So there's a scene where Rick grabs a knife in the kitchen.
Yeah,
and then we cut to commercial, and then there's no mention of it. Is that the knife that he has out in the
I think
wilderness?
I think that he was, because we saw the next night when him and Michonne were staying up late, that apparently he just goes out and walks around, and that makes sense to me. So like I was fine with them leaving it mysterious for a scene or two, but they got right to it. I mean, it'd be one thing if they didn't come back to this whole damn episode. Other thing I'm curious about is Jesse. I've only seen this once, of course, but I felt like that she did not make it known that she has a husband.
She definitely didn't. No.
And then she, you know, does the personal grooming touch with Rick. I feel like that they're trying to make them into a couple a little bit, if I'm putting my ship hat on. Although, you know, I still like the Rick and Michonne angle, but I feel like they're trying to do that. Then we meet her what seems to be an asshole husband, drinking his evening away on the front porch and being antagonistic towards Rick.
Basically Ed 2.0.
Passive. Yeah, he's very Eddie. It's very Ed. I get the distinct Ed vibe. Is
like a do nothing, complain a lot, loudmouth asshole.
Is Rick gonna have to threaten to beat him to death?
I think so.
I know. I mean, this guy, like, I didn't get anything from Jessie. She seemed very happy and well adjusted and not afraid for her life. Do you think that they're actually divorced and they don't live together?
Ooh, and he's still very possessive.
Yeah, that's like not uncommon.
So you met my wife,
right?
No, I feel like she just didn't mention it. Like maybe it wasn't on purpose that she didn't mention it; just didn't come up.
That's weird that you talk about your kids and all that, and oh, your wife's dead. Oh, so sorry. I mean, I don't know. It could be that she did mention him and we just missed it. So I'm not going to harp too much on that. What do you think of the woman that Carl saw outside of the?
I think that was the girl.
I think so too. I don't know what she's doing out there.
I don't either.
I also think it's interesting that there were mention of people that Deanna had what do you call that? Outcast, exiled.
Oh yeah, 3 of them.
She had exiled 3 different people who's as good as dead, but that's not as good as dead. That's being exiled. Is that going to come back to bite this group in the ass?
It certainly
like Carol got exiled and she survived just fine.
Exactly. And I liked how they kind of drew a parallel between Rick when he was doing the prison holing up sort of thing.
Yeah, him and Captain Janeway could be exile buddies.
I think so, yeah. I don't know. That's scary.
Bring Carol in here as exiler again just for fun.
It made me wonder, like...
It's funny when she cries.
Oh my God. That's a mean Rick. It made me wonder about the wolves. It made me wonder about the chopped up zombie torsos. The ones with their arms and legs.
Do you think that that's some of the junior ROTC guys' work?
Yeah, that's where I was headed.
But we know that they haven't gone more than 53 miles away. And I believe
why do we know that?
Because he said that they've been working in a circle and they've gotten up to 53 miles away. That's roughly where Aaron made contact.
All right.
So that's like on their frontiers. And we know that Richmond was 100 miles from where they're at now. Yeah. So don't know.
Maybe too far.
Maybe it's the exile. Because she had to exile them for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's a capital crime. Or that's capital punishment, essentially. So I wonder if there's a connection there.
I think there could be. There could be. The other possibility is Morgan took the gun out of the blender.
Ooh.
But he would have had to catch up with them. He's apparently months behind them.
I don't know that that's true.
That's what I've heard timeline wise. That he's hitting the church months behind these guys.
But he's got the map, so he can just go right there. He isn't going to stop in Richmond. True. He can just, you know, head right there and make better time than Rick's group did.
Yeah, but catching up by months is a lot, though. It only took them a few weeks to get to.
So we're not really scheduled to see Morgan until the end of the season, if then.
I think so. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
The other thing I really liked in this episode was Glenn fighting douchebag McGee.
Sure.
And I knew it was coming too. And I was like, Glenn is going to chew you up, man.
Yeah.
You have no idea who you're messing with.
I've watched this man kill walkers with a rocking chair.
And I've watched him kill people with the bones of walkers.
Of a dead walker he dug out of the walker he killed with a rocking chair.
Come on, man.
Like, you take this man to Cracker Barrel and he's a lethal weapon.
He'll be killing people with those peg games.
He takes that whole front porch and just, you know, he's going to walk out with like a bamboo exoskeleton and...
Yeah, too much wicker in that place. But no, the real thing that hit me about that scene is their problem with this new authority.
Oh yeah.
Like, and granted, the authority here is kind of a douchebag.
Yep.
But at the same time, this is going to be a big problem for them going forward, I feel, adjusting to life in this new place.
Well, I mean, their leader has been a caveman.
Yeah.
And they're now reporting to Captain Janeway. So that is an adjustment, right?
Definitely.
And it is it's striking seeing Andrew Lincoln. Like, he'd shaved seasons off of his face.
Yep. Yeah.
He's a slightly more jacked version of Officer Friendly now.
With a little bit longer hair.
And a Rent-A-Cop jacket.
Yeah. He had really short hair.
That's
coming
true.
Into this.
He did.
It was not quite high and tight, but getting there.
Now it's just styling.
Yeah. Now it's all slicked back. It's a little bit longer.
So yeah, there's that.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm wanting Daryl to get a fucking haircut.
Yeah, I just get a shower, man. Just
shower and a haircut. He needs a haircut.
He looks a lot different.
Unless my whole tracking Apache tracker theory from last podcast is in effect. He needs to cut that fucking hair too.
See, if he cuts the hair, everyone will be able to see the Walker ears that he has sewn in place of his own. Got to keep them somewhere. Can't keep them on a necklace.
He's braided them into his hair. You just can't see it. The layers, the choppy layers hide them.
The other thing was the very end of this episode where he's talking to his group at night in the house, and he says, if they can't make it, we'll just take this place.
Yeah, with the evil synth track, the governor synth in the background.
Is there any chance that he's going to jump the gun on that?
I don't know.
Because his people are ready to.
Are they?
Not like Michonne, but like Glenn certainly is. Glenn is just chomping at the bit to punch somebody.
Do you think so when he says if they can't make it, he's essentially saying that like if these people do something stupid to prove that they're too soft, we're gonna do a hostile takeover?
I think so.
I wonder how far that goes. Do they just do like a is it Captain Janeway, an ROTC douchebag, and his best friend?
I don't know. That's the other thing. I didn't get a good sense of scale on this place.
Yeah. Like how many people live here? There's an old folk with like a bazillion grandkids.
No. Well, okay.
I don't think they're there.
In a while.
Yeah, they're not there, but they had 12 kids and 24 grandkids or something crazy like that. An irresponsible number of children.
But there've got to be at least like 10 houses, right? For all these people?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't have a good grasp of scale. Yeah, I'm with you.
Janeway and 4 goons.
We only saw like 12 inhabitants.
Yeah.
We saw the pantry girl who was locking away all the guns and made sure every one of those barrels were pointed right at her as she took it away. Also, how the fuck does Carol roll that school mom routine when she had the biggest, most Rambo-est gun of them all, and she's rocking that chrome, knuckle busting, brass knuckle dagger, like something you'd order out of Soldier of Fortune magazine? Yeah,
wouldn't hurt a fly.
Yeah,
yeah. Right,
where can
Carol.
I get my mom jeans and my sweater vest?
They've been watching them for weeks, right? Or for a while.
Well, I mean, I guess Aaron's not in these interviews calling bullshit.
Sure, but I can't believe that she won't interview Aaron and
you don't
say,
think
what did you see?
Yeah,
what did you find?
And also, you don't think that her Rambo routine came up in any of the interviews with people? Like, what's the story of you getting here?
Sure. Well, Carol busted in and shot up a entire train station.
Yeah.
Train terminal.
She blew it up with a firework.
And then came in and saved all of our asses.
Yeah. She killed Lieutenant Yar. Captain Janeway.
She did.
She needs a Federation court-martial, obviously. You just can't assault an officer like that.
Make it so.
Make it so. Okay. I think that's a pretty good instant cast.
That's our Leonard Nimoy tribute Walking Dead instant cast.
May the force be with him.
Yep.
I think that I don't know. I mean, there's a hell of a lot more open questions and things I'm actually interested in coming out of this episode than there has been in a long time. So
yeah,
watch out. I'm kind of feeling hopeful again. I'm ready to be let down.
Yeah, it wasn't a super eventful episode, but it was interesting. It was good to see, I don't know, these people just trying to readjust to something they would have considered normal before this.
Yeah.
And how far from normal they've gone, you know?
Yeah, and like, you know, I was thinking when we were watching this that it's, you know, if this was a real situation that you were in, how long would it take you to reacclimate and just let your guard down? Like, it wouldn't seem unrealistic for me for these people to be sleeping, you know, stacks on stack style, 16 to a house for weeks. Because it's like, you know, how long a con can a Terminus / Woodbury / you know, whatever place be?
As soon as they start eating your legs, you'll know.
You know, yeah. And it's like they're not going to be patient to get to that point. It's going to be, you know, as soon as you got your guns, it's game over.
Yeah.
Like you can have your kitchen knives and all that stuff. ROTC guy might be a douchebag, but he's a douchebag with a assault rifle.
Yeah.
And fully loaded clips. So your kitchen knife is going to go so far, Rick.
Knife and a gunfight and all that.
Exactly. So I don't know. I'm curious. I'm interested in seeing the adventures of Constable Rick and Michonne as well.
Yeah. And I'm really hoping they show us a little bit more scale next time.
Can we get a black and white intro with the Andy Griffin theme song whistling? And Rick and Rick and Carl walking down a dirt road at the fishing pole. Yeah, exactly. It's Mayberry, Alexandria.
Okay.
PD.
Well, he's back on the case. So what did you think of that? What did you think of Rick being back in full sheriff attire?
Yeah, you know, whatever.
It seemed a little weird to me.
I don't know. I feel like I'm trying to think, why would Janeway decided she needed to establish a constabulary force? And I feel like that there's been some real power struggles between her and the ROTC douchebag.
Yeah.
And his crew, and that they're going a little off script. In fact, the way they said good people makes me think that we're going to find out that maybe those 4 dudes died. It wasn't like an accident.
The 4 dudes.
Yeah, the 4 other guys with the ROTC.
Oh,
that his squad that he lost. Like maybe that maybe he was thinning the herd and he was trying to build his own like junior Woodbury crew.
Yeah, they did a pretty bad routine with that walker.
Yeah.
Like it got so out of hand. And the entire time he's grabbing the wrists of the walker, trying to keep it away from the other guy's face. I'm thinking, I just saw a walker's arm come off last episode.
Sure. These walkers getting soft. Speaking of people getting soft.
Yep.
Walkers are getting soft.
They are. And they're falling apart.
They got bones and flesh the consistency of bread pudding nowadays.
Apparently so.
So, all right.
Anything else?
No, we got the full cast coming out Tuesday. You can give us feedback at watchingdead@baldmove.com, on our forums at forums.baldmove.com. Of course, we always have the show threads and the podcast threads on facebook.com/baldmove. But yeah, send it to watchingdead@baldmove.com. I'm expecting a lot. I think I feel like this is better than average episode of The Walking Dead.
All right. Well, we'll see what everybody thinks.
Yep. I'm curious.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you on Tuesday. Till then, I'm Jim.
Bye-bye.